Hello friends, today we'll talk about Manappuram Finance Limited. Now this stock is in news today and this is news because of some negative reasons. We'll discuss those negative reasons. The stock fell almost 15% as RBI took an action on its subsidiary Ashirvad. This headlines came up wherein is based on the non-adherence to the province of RBI master direction on regulatory framework for microfinance loans issued in March 2022. And as per them, it says that the scale-based regulation issued on the October 19, 2003, RBI noted that Ashirvad Microfinance failed to conform to those rules. And the fair practices were not being adhered to, and because of that these restrictions were applied. Now what could be the regulatory concerns here? The regulatory concerns here is the excessive interest rate charged by them, and as per the weighted average lending rate, which reflects the average cost of loans distributed by the company, was found to be disproportionately high. So that has been raising some concerns about the unfair pricing by the company. So if there is a restriction by RBI, what would be the implications on the Ashirvad Microfinance, which is a part of the Muthoot Finance company? So the implications here, it says that the suspension, though they have not suspended the company, they have not in fact applied any financial penalty as such, but they have stopped the suspension of loan disposals. The new loan disposals would not be there. The existing loans which has been given by the company, that the business would be as usual. There would not be any differences in it till the time Ashirvad management is not able to clarify the issues here which has been raised by RBI. There would not be new disbursements. Now let's see the fundamentals of the stock and find out what went wrong. Is it a company, it is an opportunity to buy in this stock as of now, or should we just bypass this, saying that this is not a stock to invest? So let's go and diving here. Now the Manappuram Finance is basically has a market cap of 13,000 crores, wherein if I see the current price when this was recorded was at 154, and the maximum the stock has went, that was in the month of July, was 230 rupees. Now the interesting thing here which I figure out here is that the industry P is 23.8, wherein the stock P is 5.81. Also the intrinsic value is 383 and the stock is valued at 154. So what does it show, what does it reflect here is that it means that the stock is way undervalued. As I could see, the ROCE is 13.8 and ROE is also 20%. So wherein if we understand, if the ROE and ROC is above 15% or close to it, that is a good stock. If I would check the last 3 years of their profit sales growth, it is at a decent of 11%, 16%. The PEG ratio is 0.31. As we understand that if the PEG ratio is below 1, it is a good stock, and the reserves is 11,379. The only concern which it reflects here is the debt to equity. Debt to equity is slightly on a higher side for the stock. If I review the quarterly results here, so the stock has been performing well in terms of they have been consistent. Financing margin here, it's 40% and then 34%, 26%, 27%. consistently it is at a financing margin of 30s in 34, 35, 32%. So as such, the business is fine in terms of there is a consistency in the business here. We have already talked about the compound sales growth, so it is also good. For 5 years is 16% and for 3 years is 12%. For the compounding profit, for 5 years it shows up as 18% with the 3 years of 8%. The balance sheet is also looking healthy here. As such, the reserves have been consistently increasing on the stock. If I check in 2009, the reserves were 144, which has grown up to March 2024 to 11,379. So if the reserves is on a higher side, that reflects that the company has enough cash for new ventures. Like if we see here as CWIP, they have been consistent with this. They have been venturing around. That reflects the company focus towards innovation. That reflects that they are looking forward to grow. So in my view, in balance sheet, it is looking good. There's no problem as such. The shareholder pattern shows up that the consistency of the promoter is between 35 to 36%, wherein the FIIs have been maintaining a stake of 33, in fact a decent stake here of 33%, and the DIIs have been maintaining a stake of 8 to 10% on the stock. The public has been surprisingly at a lower number. They are sitting at around about 20 to 24%, 23%, 24%. So if the public is between 23 24%, it is good for the stock because it helps the organization for taking a good decisions for their future, and there is less hassle for the company. Moving on to the technical analysis part. So technically, if I would see in the graph, the stock actually moved on a positive trend from March 2023. It has been moving on a positive trend here, and from this month it has dipped down because of the news. We can see here. See the today's graph is a big volume in red showing up a lot of stocks which have been sold out, and a big candle showing the stock went down completely. See, as if I analyze it from a fundamental perspective, stock is pretty solid in terms of their financials are concerned. There are news which goes over. There are news of investigation. RBI has come into picture and they are investigating the case. We understand that in case if this kind of a query arises, the organizations, what they do is they work on it. They see what can they do to ensure that this can be rectified. So I would recommend that this is a opportunity time wherein you can see if you're getting a stock around somewhere close to 130 135ish, so you should enter it and you should take it on dips as and when it's going down, because the fundamentals of this stock is good, the numbers are good, they have a good amount of reserves with them. So I don't think so there would be any long-term issues. Yes, there would be a short-term issues wherein the company is in a mode of rectifying things. So when they would be able to clarify things with RBI, when they would be able to amend their things, the stock would be back on track. So if you're a long-term investor, you should go ahead and you should certainly review this. This is not a recommendation from my side, but review this once, and looking at these factors, this could be a good prospect for future investment. So thank you for your time. It was pleasure helping you out on this, and we'll meet soon. Bye-bye.